What's up, guys, and welcome, Daily Theologians. Today, I hope you're better than you deserve because we're going to tackle Dave Ramsey. Is he right? Is it better to buy a cheap used car that's dependable, or should you finance a new car? You're not going to want to miss this one. Check this out. So it's no secret that our country loves cars. It's in fact kind of an odd phenomenon where it's really a status symbol. What you drive matters. It's this idea of freedom. Woo, feel the breeze. And I think, at some point, car advertisers really pulled one over on us where your car became this thing that represented you, your personality. And we see this in all kinds of places. And so I wanted to break down some of the actual costs of owning a car. I worked at Dave Ramsey. I worked in the personal finance industry in every basic area. This is not financial advice. However, this is my take. Is Dave right? And I don't think you'll be surprised by the results of this video. Is it better to drive a dependable car or a fancy new car? Well, here are some of the stats. Now, this first statistic is from a website called Spend Me Not. The average new car loan amount is $35,163. The average car payment is $575 for 69 months. You multiply those out, because interest rates are low, it comes out to about $40,000. But historically, that's not the case. And people that are taking out loans often do not get those low interest rates. Okay, that is very low. That's cheap money. But still, when you factor in depreciation, things of that nature, it is a huge sunk cost. And this also says $1.37 trillion in car loan debt. 30% of the car debt market is financed by banks. So again, banks are not your friends. They're not your amigos. So what does this mean for you? Well, let's look at Credit Karma for the actual cost in a best case scenario for what this costs for one car. Monthly car loan payment, car insurance, $736.50 plus fuel costs, $164, for a total of $900 a month. Now, imagine you have two of these babies in your garage. That's $1,800. It's $1,801.08 if you want to be specific. That is crazy. That is a crazy amount of dinero, Robert De Niro, money. That is off the charts crazy. And so why would we do this? Why would we spend all of our hard-earned money, $1,800 a month, which for most people, when you look at the metrics, the discretionary income in the United States, because I looked this up, is $45,000 per year. Now, I think that's high. I don't think the average person actually has that, because when you look at the other metrics like disposable income, savings, and things like that, it doesn't square up. But whatever that number is, $1,800 a month if you have two cars, gone right out the window. What are you going to buy food and other things with? And it's no wonder that people look like this guy. They're the hamster on the wheel. They're always spinning, always trying to get ahead. But there's never enough money at the end of the month, according to many people. Dave says that often. And when you look at this advice, buy a cheap used car. This is what I recommend. But the thing with Dave Ramsey where I disagree is you save up so you can upgrade. Why upgrade? Why not just drive a dependable old car for $3,000 or $4,000 and then get a new one when something dies on it eventually? Because I cannot tell you the number of times I've seen fancy cars broken down by the side of the road. I mean, I see it all the time. And it's not to say our cars will last forever or anything like that, but it's just a car. It just gets you around. It goes from one place to the other place. And the fact that the average person has one or two of these financed through the gills, this is crazy. And I think it's the reason I want to do this video is because the rich does rule over the poor and the borrower is slave to the lender. And I just more and more, I think because it's a new year and because I think people are probably wondering, is it a good idea to get a car loan? Money's cheap. Debt is cheap. Should I take advantage of that? No, the answer is no. When you factor in the amount of depreciation of the car and the amount you spend to upkeep the car and the amount you spend to have two cars, it's insane. You might as well just, again, I'm going to pull up that $100 bill on fire. You might as well just light your money on fire. And life is too valuable to spend all of your money just so you can feel like this person Woo! Maybe for a week or two, then you're like, this is awful. I'm spending all my money. And you're miserable. You're absolutely miserable. So, is Dave right when it comes to this car dilemma? I think so. I think he's partially right. I actually disagree. Why save up to get a fancier car for cash? I do think you should pay cash, but why? Why upgrade? It never ends. You're still on that same hamster wheel trying to get to the next better thing and the next better thing. So I think you just drive dependable cars that people don't want. And then if you need a new one, you get a new one. So that's my take on this. Ultimately, the Bible has a lot to say about money. And that's why I want to cover money because it's my background. You can't serve God and money. But I think so many people are blinded by this stress of money and over and this wheel that they put themselves on, that it really puts them in a position where they can't consider the gospel. They don't consider the importance of the death, burial, and resurrection of the God-man Jesus Christ. They don't read the Bible. They don't have time to disciple their children. They're miserable. They're just, it affects marriages. It affects everything. And no, it's an important topic. So the gospel is the solution. And then being wise with our money is a great idea. So let me know what you think below. Put a comment if you listen to Dave Ramsey. I really like Larry Burkett for the theological side of this as well. But remember, whatever you do, to hammer that like button. Like the 95 Theses and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much and God bless.